What a great way to start your day here in Seattle. Beautiful sunshiny day. You go to the market, then head down First Avenue to Safeco Field, where tonight the Mariners are going to tee it up against the Angels. Sashi Iwakuma, who's had success over the course of his career, looking for his 10th career marker against these Angels. Glad you joined us here at Safeco Field. Beautiful night. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. Here's a look at that Angel lineup.
And Mike Trout hitting third in the lineup. A 15-game hitting streak has his average up to 363. Albert Pujols at DH. He will be the cleanup hitter. Last night really hurt the Mariners. 3 for 5 with a couple of doubles and an RBI. Martin Maldonado will round out the 9 for the Angels. For Iwakuma, this is his 6th start on the year. Looking for his first win, a 4.15 ERA. 12 strikeouts, 11 walks, and 26 innings. Opponents hitting .226 against Iwakuma.
Well, here's the guy that made a living swinging at the first pitch. Escobar will get ready. Step into the box.
Gerard Dyson will be in center field. Gene Segura at shortstop. Robinson Cano at second base, and Mike Zunino will do the catching.
Well, hopefully things will break well for Iwakuma. As we mentioned last time, you saw the Angels back in April, left with a 7-1 lead. Now is a game where Mariners gave up the big lead in the 9th inning, and he pitched well in that game. Here we go. Escobar, notorious first ball hitter. Ball 1. Home plate umpire tonight, Adrian Johnson. Gary Cedarstrom at first, Tom Woodring at second, and Gabe Morales at third.
Iwakuma pitched well in his last outing against the Tigers. He went 5 2/3, did not give up an earned run.
66 degrees. Wind not much of a factor at all out of the west with 2. Dyson backing up. 1 out.
For Iwakuma this year, his average fastball is 86 miles an hour. At times he will touch 90. Again, he's used his slider quite a bit more this year, also the split. His slider percentage this year up 15% from last year.
We'll bring up Cole Calhoun. Man, did he deliver a devastating blow last night. 8th inning, man aboard, 2-run homer against Edwin Diaz. Talking to Mike Zunino, they wanted that pitch outside, and the pitch landed in that lefty loop zone, and this one driven deep to right. Settling under it is Gamble. Stays in the yard, on the track, 2 down. Well, he's trying to go a little magic there, huh?
So many times you were talking about what Mike wanted to pitch and where it ended up. When you look at guys when they hit home runs, typically when you show the replay and you'll see the catcher's glove moving from one side to the other, and it was a mistake. It happens.
Well, here's the guy you got to be worried about. In 14 offensive categories, he's top 5 or better, including first in hits, total bases, on base percentage, hit streak. Just to give you an idea how good Mike Trout is, best player in the game. Shift on with Cano on the left side of the infield. Kuma's handled him reasonably well. 9 for 50, 13 strikeouts. Mike's got a 15-game hitting streak working. You know, when we have you and Jay talk about guys that you played against and the respect you have for them and the admiration you have for them, it was a lot of fun talking to Dyson, Haniger, and a few guys about Trout today. They had a lot of good things to say. They really, I mean, what's not to admire?
Right.
But it's just nice to hear, you know, when you hear the peer group, and then Haniger's even saying, and he didn't even play football. I said, I know, his old man wouldn't let him. You can only imagine. He's done pretty well.
Well, I think the main thing for him, and the credit for him too, is when you talk to people about him, you mentioned the numbers this year and the MVPs and everything else that he has done, all-star games. Just watch how hard he plays and how hard he runs the bases and what he tries to do. Very good pitch by Iwakuma to end the first.
A big strikeout, a fine start for Iwakuma. Needed 7 pitches for his first 3 outs of the ballgame. That's a good start. See if the offense can click immediately when we come back. There's Ricky Nolasco. Last time we saw him here in this building, he was a Minnesota Twin last May 29 and got the win. This will be his first start in an Angel uniform in this ballpark. Gene Segura going to lead things off. Here's a look at the rest of the batting order.
And for the Mariners, hitting third in the lineup, Robinson Cano last night, 3 for 5, a double, a couple of RBIs, swinging the bat well. The DH and cleanup hitter Nelson Cruz, an 11-game hitting streak for him. And Gerard Dyson will round out the 9 for the Mariners. He leads the club with 8 stolen bases. Ricky Nolasco, a 2-2 record, a 4.13 ERA, 21 strikeouts over 5 walks. Opponents hitting .270. He has given up 7 home runs this year.
Segura 1 for 5 last night. To the strike. What a tremendous addition he has been to this ball club. Fouls it back. Mariners trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Meanwhile, the Angels have won 7 of their last 8. Angels in second place, 3.5 behind first place Houston. Mariners 7 back, tied with Houston. Texas, Texas. And strike 3 call.
And look at the defense. Mike Trout will be in center field. Yunel Escobar, former shortstop, playing third base. Now Cliff Pennington did not play last night. He will get the start at second base. The former Astro Luis Valbuena is at first base, and Maldonado will do the catching.
Ben Gemmel, what an opportunity for him with Mitch Haniger on the DL.
Nolasco, his average fastball this year is 91 miles an hour. Slider split to go with it. And again, his fastball has been hit around the ballpark. Opposing teams slugging over 700 against his fastball. And you can see his curveball. He rarely throws the curveball, but you can see the fastball batting average at 383. Then the slider and split.
1-1 here to Gemmel. 2-1. Been at 227. This will be his 7th game since being called up from Tacoma. Homer and 3 runs batted in. Ran 1. On deck hitter Robinson Cano swinging a really hot bat. What's impressed you about Gemmel so far in his first 6?
I think, again, we've talked about it with Heredia too. He just seems more comfortable. Looks like he belongs here. I think it helped that he had some success early on. Came up with some big hits, including a home run.
Foul back. Remember being in high school years ago. Nolasco's beard might have cut it. Ben's hair might not have. Back in the 60s before everything went nuts. He said he's coming along pretty well. He's a lot more comfortable now each game that passes. As he swings through 2 down. And that'll bring up Robbie Cano. Cano's got a 4-game hitting streak working. 3 for 5 last night.
This is like a 2-seam fastball, 91 miles an hour. Yep, had a lot of run to it. See how they set up their defense for Cano. Last night picked up a couple of hits, hitting it through the left side of the infield. Simmons, the shortstop, doesn't appear to be up the middle quite as much as he was yesterday.
Robbie took what they gave him. 3 for 5 evening, knocked in 2 runs. Cano's got 6 hits against Nolasco. 2 of them are home runs.
And he read the scouting report, turned it loose on a first pitch fastball up out over the plate.
Rookie Nolasco, 34 years old, out of Corona, California, now lives in Miami. Been with the Marlins, Dodgers, Twins. Here's a drive deep to right. That baby's leaving the ballpark. Goodbye. Home run, Robinson Cano. His fifth, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead. His third career home run off of Nolasco, fifth of the season, RBI number 21. And on an 0-1 pitch, and no doubt about it.
And this is what we were talking about. It's going to be the fastball again. I think it's actually in off the plate, but he's able to get the barrel to it. And more importantly, keep it fair as you take a look at our Snoqualmie Casino Supermo and the swing by Robinson Cano. That is short and to the ball. Barreled it up.
Nelson Cruz, he's riding an 11-game hit streak. Bounce foul, strike one. Nelly 1 for 5 last night. Got a hard hit infield single in the third, and Dyson and Zunino marveling at how short, you mentioned it, Mike, how short he is to the ball. And the other thing too, you and I talked about this a lot with. Oh, ouch. That's the same ball he hit last night. You know Escobar wanted no part of that. Base hit, Nelson Cruz hitting streak at 12 ball games. Put a good ole on that one, didn't he?
Sometimes you can't blame him.
I think that's exactly where I was going to go. My goodness, that ball got hit hard.
When we get the exit velocity, we'll give it to you, but you're right. Watch yourself down there.
Whew. Wow. An ole is better than a bad stand in some cases. My goodness, he hits the ball hard. Kyle Sieg. Should be a hot streak coming, given what's on the back of his card as this one goes to center field, backing up Trout. He's got it measured though. Makes a catch, foot shy of the track. Good highlight in this inning. A line drive home run, Robinson Cano, and a hard hit ball by Nelson Cruz. Mariners got a 1-0 lead. Baseball break. Albert Pujols last night, 2 doubles. Passed Paul Molitor, 12th all-time with 607, and with an RBI past Teddy Ballgame, Ted Williams, for 14th place all-time. And Albert will be in Cooperstown, not too far down the road. He's going to lead things off here in the second, followed by Luis Valbuena and Andrelton Simmons. How about the fact that Albert stole third last night, first time since July 7 of 2013 against Boston. I said, when was the last time you did that? He said, I don't know. If they're going to give it to me, I'm going to take it. That's what he did last night.
First time in a couple of years he's been healthy enough to even try it.
Yep. Kuma 7 pitches in the first inning. He get his first 3 outs. He's behind 2-0 here to Pujols. Albert 8 for 57, 2 home runs against Kuma. There's a strike. Kuma with a 9-5 career mark. Against Iwakuma, line drive, snared by Seager. Kuma 9-5 against the Angels. 19 starts, most he's had against any opponent.
I think this would have gone foul. They were playing him to pull. Ball was hooking a little bit. Good play by Kyle.
Bring up Luis Valbuena playing in his second game. Season debut last night, coming off the DL. Entered the game as a pinch hitter, stayed in and went 0 for 2. This is one dead pull swinger right here.
Likes to hit the fastball. Good news for Iwakuma is if he falls into some hitters' counts, he has a variety of pitches that he can use other than the fastball to get back into it. That one. 78 miles an hour. You will see his curveball sometime tonight. It'll be around 67 to 69 miles an hour.
Last time out we saw a couple of those. And I remember he's done a lot here too last year, dropping it down.
He typically will throw it early in the count, trying to steal a strike with it. Most hitters will take it when they see it come out of his hand.
Kuma turned 36 back on April 12th. Good athlete, 6'3", 210. Coming off a 16-12 season last year. Most wins he's had since coming to the major leagues. He was a big winner over in Japan.
Saw the location of that last fastball on the tracer. He wanted that pitch to be a little bit closer to the top of the line. Likes to change eye levels, and typically if he's able to get it in that area, he'll come back with a split. We'll see what he wants to do here.
1-2 to Valbuena. Swing and a miss. The ball just disappeared on him. Second strikeout. 2 down here in the second.
And that was the split.
2 outs. Kuma means bear in Japanese, so put them together and you've got Kuma Bear Hoodie Night coming up on Friday, May 19th. First of its kind hoodies free to the first 15,000 fans. The Mariners take on the White Sox. For tickets, log on to mariners.com. White Sox playing some good ball. They lead as we speak. Lead the Central Division in the American League with a 14-11 record. There's Andrelton Simmons. Pretty good charge into it, but it's staying in the yard. Taken care of by Mr. Dyson. 10 pitches. He's on his game. Masashi Iwakuma just 17 pitches first 2 innings. One of his fans pretty happy. 1-0 lead. Mariners. Just make sure you cheer on the team, then round your way to home with a Sound Transit Day Pass. Learn more at soundtransit.org. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports Crew with you. Here's Danny Valencia. Last night a home run, his first here as a Mariner in Safeco Field, his fourth in the building. Big smile on his face today. I said we had a great big smile on your face in the dugout, you and Cano last night. You're enjoying yourself and hit the ball hard. What, about three times last night?
Three times last night. The home run, one hopper right at the third baseman, and then a line drive at the center fielder. And he's been swinging the bat better his last 5 games, hitting .333 with a couple of home runs. And hopefully he's coming out of it.
Tell you what, for the Mariners to come out of, they're going to need him. Right now, Cano's heating up. Nelly's hot. Need to get Seager going. Get Zunino going. 1-1 from Nolasco. Missed. 2-1. Valencia, Heredia, and Mike Zunino, 6, 7, and 8 in the order here in the second inning. Robbie Cano with his 5th home run. Lined one into the lower seat right field for the 1-0 lead. And he takes a strike. He's 4 for 14, a home run against Nolasco. And he has played a very nice first base. So 3 call. Looked like a delayed call by Adrian Johnson. He thought about it before he banged him out.
It definitely was a delayed call, and Danny thought it was off the plate, and it looks like it was off the plate. Slider. Here's a look at it. Going with the slider, trying to get the outside corner. Appears he just misses it, but then he'll get the call.
One down here in the second inning. Guillermo Heredia, the left fielder. Nelson Cruz very impressed with his aggressiveness at the plate this year as opposed to what he saw last year. You talked about his comfort level is outstanding right now. He's put up good numbers through these first 15 games.
I would think that right now he really feels like he belongs here. Had a lot of success so far.
Big sweeping breaking ball.
That's the first curveball we've seen from him. Nolasco so far 7 for 7 first pitch strikes.
Comes the 0-2. Strike 3 call. Breaking ball gets Heredia looking. 2 down. 4 strikeouts for Ricky Nolasco. Let's take a look at our Delta Airlines. Keep climbing standings. Those Astros, and as we speak right now, top 7 leading at home against Texas 8-1. Angels, A's, Mariners, and Rangers. Separation not that great. Oakland trailing at Minnesota 7-3, top 7. Here's Mike Zunino. Looking to break an 0 for 11. I said, Mike, what's going on, man? He said, listen, I'm not in a panic situation. I'm just missing balls. The manager even said that he's getting, and Scott Brocious said it too, he's getting pitches that hit. He's fouling them either straight up or straight back.
Well, that's what we were talking about last night with Mike. I like the fact that he was aggressive on the fastball early in counts. He has a good count right here. People have taken advantage of Nolasco on his fastball, so we'll see what happens.
Here's a 2-0. Another pop-up. Trout calling everybody off. The Mariners go quickly and quietly in the second, but Kuma's got a 1-0 lead. Robbie Cano has the Mariners on top 1-0. Here as we go to the third. Time now for a Geico, this date in MLB history. Well, gee, Mr. Wilson. The first inside the park grand slam in Mariners history versus the Tigers, only the 171st in big league history. I love watching that video. Dan, you need oxygen, pal?
Yes.
How heavy was that piano? Very. Ben Revere leads off.
I was surprised to see that there were 171 of them.
Yeah, that's a big number. I would have not guessed that one right. No way.
Inside the park grand slam.
Ben Revere entered the game late last night and went 0 for 1. He's in an 0-2 hole here. Iwakuma, 2 strikeouts thus far. Been with Minnesota and Philly, Washington. Spunky little player, can steal some bags for you. Rides this one pretty well, backing up Camel. Ben makes the play, retiring Ben. Kuma 7 up, 7 down, brings up Cliff Pennington. Pennington in that game back on the 9th, one that Kuma started down in Anaheim and left with the big lead. It was Pennington. Got the game-winning RBI in the 9th. Base hit to right. Seager creeping in on the grass at third. Breaking ball for strike.
Most starting pitchers, a lot of first pitch strikes. 8 batters for Iwakuma, 6 first pitch strikes, and working ahead.
There we go, Mike. Well represented. Family member, nephew, godson, cousin.
No.
It's going to be played on a bounce there by Gemmel. First base hit for the Angels tonight. Hey, coming up this Saturday, Felix Hernandez bobblehead night. It's all thanks to Root Sports. First 20,000 fans are going to get a piece of King Felix's kingdom. Make sure you're one of them by picking up your tickets right now at Mariners.com. This is my house. That's from that Toronto game last year. We'll see Toronto in the next road trip. Go to Philly and Toronto. 4 games in that great city in Ontario. Throw down and back safely is Revere.
I like the snap throw. Pennington was getting a pretty big lead.
Pennington 2 for 2 in base stealing.
And try to keep him on. It's a pretty big secondary lead. You can see how far off he is.
Pudge Rodriguez was the best you played against?
Yes.
In that regard,
without question.
And he didn't have to. He would he throw it from the crouch? I mean, or maybe just
sometimes
rotate
he'd throw
on
it
the
from
knees.
his knees. Whatever.
That should be playable for Danny Valencia, and it is.
He obviously had a special arm, but great feet too. Quick, very quick.
Oh, that was Yan Gomes last week. We saw that great throw because the footwork was exceptional.
Yes.
In Cleveland. 2 outs, top of the order. Escobar coming up. Revere lines out, base hit Pennington, pop up Maldonado.
Talked about it with Escobar, the leadoff hitter for the Angels. He's very aggressive. Kuma threw him a couple of breaking balls to lead the game off, trying to slow him down a little bit. He's had good numbers against Iwakuma. Coming into the game, 348 average for the breaking ball.
Strike 1, you know. Not a big lead by Pennington. That's a base hit. Pennington go to third. Dyson gets the ball in the second. So 2 outs. The Angels mounting a threat here.
Well, playing to pull the ball. Segura playing to pull on the left side of the infield. And he hits it right back up the middle.
Brings up Calhoun. Pennington at third. Escobar at first. Calhoun flied out to right. First inning. Coomer retired the first 7 that he faced. Now he's given up a couple of base hits. Here in the third. Ball 1. Calhoun with a big 2-run homer last night. Nice stop by Danny Valencia. To the bag he goes, and that'll do it for the Angels. Stranding 2 in the third. Mariners home third coming your way. Going to see Gerard Dyson. Then top of the order, Gene Segura and Ben Gamble. 1-0 on the Cano homer in the first. And son of the ball game. Start him off, youngin. He is a cutie. Yeah, give him a little pound. Oh boy, he's already sending text. Dear kindergarten teacher, here's what I want for tomorrow. Kevin Bodie getting those shots. Here's Gerard Dyson. I had fun talking to him today. He was reveling in the fact that he was so deep into Bud Norris's head last night's game when he got aboard. Remember, he threw over 4 consecutive times, a total of 6. And he said, I knew I had him, and it was a nice setup because it was. Cano was at the plate.
Right.
He said, I'm not going to take that back, but he thinks I'm going to.
Which might help Robbie at the plate.
Oh, yeah. And that was his whole point. He said, I'm going to just keep messing with him. He thought he had him. He just totally was into it. Mitch Haniger was laughing too because he was on the bench watching the whole thing and loved it. He said, what a show that was.
I like the fact that, and it happened last night where we were talking about him, and the fact that so many times this year in close ball games he's been able to find a way to get on base late in the games, and that will be really valuable for this club as the season moves on.
Got on in the 9th inning last night. Scored on the Cano base hit. one that sent us into extra frames. 3-1.
And the other part about it too is that they're asking me, well, what about his batting average of 227? I said, one, that's going to come up because of his speed. And I said, the one thing you have to realize is how much pressure he applies to the opposing defense.
Kidding me? We used to talk with great admiration when he was with Kansas City. We first saw him a few years ago. Who is this guy? Draws a walk here. He's 8 out of 10 in base stealing. First walk issued by Nolasco. Take a look at Mariners calendar, brought to you by Mattress Firm. Finish up with the Angels tomorrow. The Texas Rangers come to town, second time in 3 weeks. Go to Philadelphia and Toronto, two of the great cities in North America, and then come home for the A's and the Sox. Then we'll go on the road again. And again, where are we going? We're going back east. That'll be Washington, Boston, and then a couple of games of Colorado. 2 at their place, 2 here in Colorado, playing some good ball. 16-11 coming into today's game. They are swinging. Interesting to see how this at-bat goes. Segura took a called third strike to open up the home first. Escobar from his knees. And they turn a double play. That's well done. Escobar to Pennington to Valbuena.
That break for the Mariners. Segura hits it hard, but Escobar, fine play from his knees. Both Dyson and Segura can run, so that's not an easy double play. Escobar, former shortstop.
Here's Gamble, struck out on a 3-2 pitch. Quickly an 0-2 hole. Go foul. Comes the 0-2 to Gamble. Pretty good swing on it. Center field. Trout going back. He can't get it. Bounce off the fence. Gamble going to shut it down with a 2-out double. Second double for Ben Gamble. Well, put a good ride on that one.
So he gets a fastball out over the plate. Didn't try to pull it. Nolasco wanted him to try to hit a ground ball to the right side, but he stays with it and drives it over Trout's head. Not an easy thing to do. He covers a lot of ground in center field.
Well, looks like it glanced off the glove. And smoked.
And Ben made the right choice. He was thinking about going to third, but with a couple of outs, he's already in scoring position at second with his speed.
Cano coming up.
No reason to take the chance.
Robbie with a home run first inning, extended his hitting streak to 5 games. Home run number 5, RBI number 21. Strike one.
Mariners hitting with runners in scoring position this year. Batting average is up to 243.
That's a nice improvement. It really is.
Picked up another bump after last night because of Cano.
You go back early in the season, they were in the 150s.
It wasn't good.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so it's improved quite a bit. Mariners at the start of today, 4th in the American League in runs scored.
Boy, they've done it. Looking back at April 22nd, there were 209 runners in scoring position. That's a nice jump to 243 over that time period. One and Cano with Cruz on deck. 2 outs here in the 3rd. Iwakuma bidding for his first win of the season. He hasn't won a ball game since September 26th, Houston last year.
Robbie saw
Not for lack of pitching well either.
No, he's pitched well a couple of times this year where he probably deserved the win, but for Robinson Cano, a couple of fastballs his first time up. One of them he hit out of the ballpark. 2 off-speed pitches in this AB.
All 2 strikes.
Pretty good two-seamer with a lot of run to it. Another play was going to be middle away, ended up, as you can see, right on the outside corner, maybe just off the corner.
What's Nolasco come back with here? Robbie's seen a lot here.
Well, for him, like we talked about his fastball a lot, and his best off-speed pitch this year has been his slider. I'm not sure that he wants to throw that to Robbie, so he may just go with the split, try to get something moving away from him again. The fastball he hit out was probably in off the plate. I don't think he's going to try him in there.
Breaking ball hit foul. So impressive last night the way he took what was given to him, an RBI single, 3rd inning going left side. Went left side again in the 9th on a 3-1 pitch.
Kept seeing fastballs up and out over the plate. And they were playing into pull, and he just kept serving it into left field. Ended up with 3 hits.
On 2 from Alaska. Nolasco with 2 outs, man at second, and that's hit the center field. Going back, Trout on the track makes the catch. Kind of used to seeing that, you know what I mean?
I do.
1-0 Mariners. Brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more by your local Toyota dealers. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By CHI Franciscan Health, the Mariners' official partners in health. Learn to stay Northwest healthy at nwhealthy.org. And by Primera Blue Cross, your hometown health plan for 84 years. Comfortable 64 degrees right now here in Seattle. Blue sky with a little swirl mixed in as we come to you above the A at Safeco Field. Mariners lead 1-0. Robbie Cano's home run. 1st inning standing up. Here's Mike Trout leading off. First pitch strike. Struck out on a 1-2 pitch. First time up. Trout's got a 15-game hitting streak working. 0-2.
You mentioned it, Dave, at the start. Iwakuma has had some success against him. He was a 180 hitter coming into the game today, and that's with 50 at bats.
That's a good snapshot. 0-2. That pitch he elevates, likes to elevate. 1-2. Trout, Pujols, and Valbuena 3, 4, and 5 coming up.
You can see right there on the tracer all those pitches up. We've talked about it with Trout over the years. He's a very good low ball hitter, even low, like down out of the strike zone. So Iwakuma trying to stay at the top of it.
2-2. Kuma coming to the Mariners back in 2012. Battled injuries. He had a really fine year 2013. 219 innings. He went 14-6 with a 2.66 and made the All-Star team. 1-2.
Couldn't get him to chase a couple of splits out of the strike zone.
3-2. 3-2 the count. Albert Pujols on deck. Lined out hard to Seager. Iwakuma 199 innings last year in the 16-12 mark with a 4.12 ERA. 147 strikeouts. This guy competes like crazy. Just 46 walks. Payoff one more time to Trout. No play for Valencia.
Good battle. This will be the 8th pitch coming up.
Sensational start to his season, Mike Trout. Second in batting, first in hits, first in total bases and on base percentage. Longest hit streak working, first in extra base hits. 3-2. What you call a bona fide battle. Two terrific competitors here. 3-2 pitch one more time. Easy play for Ben Gamel. Sigh of relief from Mariner fans. Trout is retired for the second time tonight. This Sunday afternoon, it's Kyle Seager Cap Day. Mariners will be hosting the Rangers. It's a cool lid, and it's free to all kids 14 and under. It's all part of Aquafina Little League Day here at the ballpark. Go to Mariners.com for tickets. Albert Pujols lined out to Kyle Seager last time up. .68 miles an hour. Little lollipop.
I'm going to say he gets 66 tonight.
Okay. Lucky number. Got him a chase.
Looked like a good split down out of the strike zone. On that curveball for Iwakuma. Again, he'll throw it early to try to steal a strike, but his average speed is 69 this year.
So 66 is well within reason.
Yeah, I think so.
Of all the splits you've seen, where do you rate Kumas?
I think that he has one of the best going. I think at one point you could compare his split to probably Felix's changeup. Different
in terms of movement?
It's the movement and the way the bottom falls out of
right.
it. He doesn't obviously throw it as hard as Felix throws his changeup, but same type of movement to it. Here's another one right here. Going to try to go out of the strike zone with it.
Hit past third base coach Ron Renicky. There's Ron, one-time manager of the Milwaukee Brewers, Alfredo Griffin. Terrific infielder. Many years with Toronto's at first base.
I think it's been interesting with Iwakuma mentioning his split. His average split is 81. And when you consider that his average fastball this year is 86, not the separation he used to get.
Yeah. 1-2. Pujols 12th all-time in RBIs. In his 17th year, entered today with a career batting average of .308, 594 home runs. 9th all time. 1-2. Segura calls off Seager. 2 down. Gene's got a distinctive voice. Now I think I got it now after hearing him last night.
Yes.
Time now for a CenturyLink. What's next? Alex Meyer will get the start tomorrow against Ariel Miranda, looking for his 3rd win. I referenced last night Segura, that high-pitched voice with Pujols on second base, and he told James Pazos to step off, and our mics picked that up. And then the next pitch, Albert had a good secondary lead and took 3rd. Luis Valbuena looks at a strike.
He's taking advantage of a young pitcher, and for Pazos, he'll remember that.
Hall of Famer with bad wheel stole 3rd on me. Not going to happen again. Nifty pitch there. He did go. No doubt about that. 0-2.
I can understand when you're talking about him stealing that base. You know, for Pazos, you wouldn't expect him to run in that situation, although you could see him feeling pretty good out there, and Segura trying to keep him close. But
gonna put Valbuena away. Check swing. Kid stood up, played the ricochet beautifully. Had his glove on, ball went over his head, turned around, played to Karam, caught it cleanly. Nice. Ball of 2 strikes to Valbuena.
now with that, do you think he was turning around to see who was going to catch it, or was he expecting the ricochet back to him?
I'm going to give him, you know, ricochet. I think he was going to play that. Or somebody's going to drop it.
He was pretty casual with the way he caught it.
Yeah, he did.
As if he had it all the way.
Glove was up there in ready position. It was great. 1-2 here to Valbuena. Nobody on, 2 outs. Seager thought it was a strike. He started a couple of steps towards the dugout. 2-2. We will see Kyle. Bottom half of this inning.
He's just ready to hit.
Yeah. Improving that home run total. 2-2. Strike 3 call. 1, 2, 3 and a 4th. One of these days, Mike, you and I are going to lead an expedition on Mount Rainier.
You keep thinking that.
The images and faces with this Mariner ball club as they try to end a 3-game losing streak and get their first win of the season after 4 losses to these Angels. Good to have you with us here at Mariner Baseball. 1-0 on a Robbie Cano first inning homer. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. And cancel your reservations, by the way. There will not be an expedition to Mount Rainier featuring Dave Sims and Mike Flowers. Trust me. Nelson Cruz to lead it off. Hit it hard. Slicing drive. Right field. Off the fence. Nelly continues to pound the baseball. His second hit tonight.
We're talking about his first at bat. Picking up the base hit, hitting it past Escobar, the third baseman. And on this one, just going with the pitch. Thought he had a chance to hit it out of the ballpark. As you take a look at the Snoqualmie Casino Supermo, and the swing by Nelson does a great job just staying behind that as he drives it into the fence. By the way, in his first at bat, that base hit, the exit velocity was 114 miles an hour. Watch yourself on the infield.
Amen. Insurance paid up. Seager, line drive. That's going to be right to Cole Calhoun. Danny Valencia took a called third strike in his first at bat. If he can move Mr. Cruz along. Already he had some action. It's Mario Petit heating up. Angels have won 7 of their last 8. 2 games over 500 now.
And Velasco only 45 pitches so far. Mentioned earlier, he pitched well against the Mariners earlier. And like Socha getting somebody up quickly. Pitched well in his last outing against Oakland, where he went 5 2/3 and just the 1 earned run.
Well, they've been working him outside. That call was as delayed as the punch out call in the second.
Almost the same pitch.
Yeah, right.
Slider off the outside corner.
Here's the 0-2. Did not go as they checked with Gary Cederstrom. First Mariner home run here at Safeco Field for Valencia last night. 1 out, nobody on in the 6th. Got his first home run of the season last week in Detroit. 1-2. Mark the outside corner. Gets him looking again. Not real happy with Adrian Johnson, a home plate umpire. For Ricky Nolasco, strikeout number 5 in the last 3. Have been looking. Question: are you the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Alaska? Well, then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of May. Submit a photo and a story to our website at rootsports.com/ultimate-fan, and you could win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle for the Mariners Ultimate Weekend event in September. Personalized jersey and a heck of a lot more. 2 down. Five Ks for Nolasco. 1-0 here to Heredia. 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike to Guillermo Heredia. A nice job in left field for the Mariners. Got the good throwing arm. It can really run. Played a game in center field last week. Checked himself here. He's got a good count, 3-1.
Talked a lot about Nolasco and his fastball, and hit a home run off of his fastball against slugging over 700 against his fastball this year. So a good count for Heredia.
3-1 Cruz at first.
And it was a fastball right in the middle of the plate. Heredia was robbed of a home run in last night's game.
And Maben's glove was well over the fence when he brought it back. Big gap in left center for Guillermo. Nolasco ready. 3-2 pitch. Nelly runs, but swung on and missed. 6 strikeout for Nolasco. Runner stranded in the 4th. Right now, Cano's homer, the only tally so far for Iwakuma. Sashi Iwakuma looking for that first win of the season. Pitched well enough to have a couple of wins under his belt. He's got 3 strikeouts so far, giving up just 2 hits to these Angels as we get ready for inning number 5. And Dave Valley joins us right now. Big Val, from your catcher's standpoint, what have you seen so far from Mr. Kuma that you like?
Well, what I've been impressed with is his ability to get ahead. Tonight he has 13 first pitch strikes. We saw a little bit of that in his last start when he went 5 2/3, gave up only 1 run, but he really picked it up here tonight against this Angel Ball Club, which he's had success in the past. And I think anytime you have that type of success against a certain team, you kind of walk out there with a little bit more confidence. But again, he starts off with just quality pitches, locating his fastball, and then he's able to go to that split finger.
Hey Val, this year he's using his slider quite a bit more, and especially early in counts to try to get strikes. Do you like that?
I do, because I think at this point in time he's been around the league long enough to know that guys are, he doesn't have a overpowering fastball. So if guys are going up there setting on his fastball, they're going to be able to do some things with it. But that slider just has enough differential in speed that he can get some balls hit off the end of the bat, or if guys aren't looking for it, they'll just take it for strike 1.
As you've watched him over his career here with the Mariners, is he one of the best that you've seen, working the top of the zone with his fastball and then having the split drop out of the bottom?
Yes, I've always liked the strategy for pitchers to get strikes and strikeouts across the top of the strike zone with that fastball. Oftentimes pitchers don't understand how hard it is for us hitters to lay off of that pitch.
Boy, I hope he's okay. That's a line drive right off of Iwakuma. And here comes Rick Griffin, head athletic trainer, Anthony Suzuki, the translator, skipper Scott Service, pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre Jr. Yikes.
Well, solid line drive right back up the middle. So he catches him on the kneecap.
Yeah, it did. Golly.
I hate to see that. He's throwing the ball so well tonight. And here's another look at it. Solid line drive off the kneecap.
That is scary. They'll throw a couple pitches. By the way, you'll see Dave Valley and Brad Adam. Mariners post game presented by Alaska Airlines after this game. 3 o'clock hour, they had pitchers fielding practice, throwing to first, throwing to second, had them running the bases. Fielding line drives was not part of it.
It was not part of it. No, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but he looks like he's going to be okay. He's got 56 pitches, 41 strikes. 56 pitches, 41 strikes for Iwakuma.
So many injuries around baseball, Mike, this year. It's been, I mean, every day you wake up, you see these headlines. Kluber's out. He's got a bad back. Cole Hamels, oblique. He's out.
Syndergaard.
Oh, he could be done for the year.
Yeah.
Mariners have their problems here with bursitis, with Felix Haniger with the oblique. Ben Revere, off-speed pitch for a strike.
Waiting on Smiley.
Yeah, Smiley's been out. Revere lined out to right his first time. But you look up and down, look up and down the Angels.
Yeah.
Their DL is crazy. I mean, relievers: Bailey, Bedrosian, Morin, Street. And the Meyer kid, just who's going to pitch tomorrow, just coming off the DL tomorrow. Good effort by Segura, can't get it. And a base hit for Ben Revere, 3rd hit for the Angels. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. That is a screensaver, folks. Click it now. Beautiful. One out, one on, 5th inning. Cliff Pennington. Base hit to right, moved to 3rd on a base hit by Escobar. Kuma was able to get out of it. Houston's beaten Texas 10-1. 10 runs on 13 hits for the Astros. Oakland losing at Minnesota 7-3. Pennington switch hitter, fouls one off. Four home runs for Houston in that win. Astros 19-9 start. That's the best mark in franchise history, and against the division 15-4. Robinson Cano hit a home run in the 1st inning. Only scoring. Ace threatened back in the 3rd, had runners at the corners. Pitch his way out of it. Cliff Pennington, been in the big league since '08. Been with Oakland, Arizona, Toronto, and now in his 2nd year with the Angels. Runner goes. Owens and in on a transfer, came out of his hand, and he and Carlos Ruiz were out for extra throwing down to 2nd before the games. Stolen base. Ben Revere is 2 for 2.
And I think sometimes as a catcher you can sense the jump that the base stealer has, and you rush it a little bit, and this is what's going to happen. And it is on the exchange.
Count goes to 2-1. Pennington.
Maldonado waiting on deck, number 9 hitter.
3-1 pitch here to Pennington. Hit foul. So 1 out, Ben Revere at second. Career stolen base number 192 for Ben. Stole 49 for the Phillies in 2014. 3-2 pitch. Lost it. First walk tonight by Iwakuma. And for Kuma on the season, just his 12th walk.
He was really careful with Pennington. And maybe get the right on right matchup. See if he can get the double play ball to get out of the inning. Maldonado popped out to first in his first at bat.
Could use a double play. First pitch strike. One out, 2 on. Cano trying to hold that runner. Revere at second. Man, I got a big piece of Zunino. Occupational hazard. Going to try to walk it off. Oof.
Home plate umpire Adrian Johnson will give him as much time as he needs.
That is an outstanding professional courtesy. Seager buying some time too.
Maldonado, the hitter, also a catcher.
Yeah. I was talking to Mike about that. I said, who do you get? Do you talk a lot to these guys? I said, not mainly to the catchers. And said, generally in a situation like this, I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout. Number 4 for Kuma. 2 down.
And stays with the off-speed pitch. 80 miles an hour down. Look at the split. Yep, out in front of it. Angels have struggled this year hitting with runners in scoring position. Just 209 on the year. 0 for 2 so far this evening.
Top of the order, and here's Escobar again. 1 for 2. Get the Kumas out there. Strike 1, Escobar. Not a fan of that call by Adrian Johnson. Strike 1. Kuma's had a lot of success coming into this game against right-hand hitters, hitting just a .137 against them. Segura will take it. Throws out Escobar, and Iwakuma escapes another 2-on jam. Comes out of the 5th inning unscathed, and the left knee even feels pretty good after getting that 3rd out.
Everybody, Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk. And if you were a seasoned parent like myself, then you wonder what you used to do with all your free time. I think Alec is thinking that right now. Watching the game in Kent with little baby Reagan, excited for her first game in 2 weeks. And then Sierra came all the way from Southern California for this game. The hashtag they're using is Where I Root. Rooting for the Mariners of the Grand Canyon. That looks spectacular, Alex. Remember to use that hashtag Where I Root, presented by Alaska Airlines. And guys, when they do that, it gives us permission to use their photo on the air. Back to you.
There we go. All right, Angie, thank you very much. Mike Zunino leading off. Fouls one off, 0-1. Zunino, Dyson, and Segura here in the home fifth. 1-0 on a Cano first inning homer. Mike flied out to center on a 2-0 pitch in his first at bat. Line drive, stays fair into the corner. Mike Zunino gets rewarded. A double leading off the Mariner fifth, his fifth two-bagger of the season. Popping up and fouling off so many pitches that he'd love to handle. He does on this one.
I like that he just stays aggressive, though. He gets an off-speed pitch, 81 miles an hour. Gets the barrel to it and keeps it fair. That'll take some pressure off.
And the shot he took to his inner thigh feels a lot better with that double. Last half inning, foul tip. When Revere dug it out.
Quick team meeting on the mound, as you see Mike's fifth double on the season.
So Mike, with that double, broken 0 for 12.
I imagine the Angels will really shorten up on the corners in the infield. Escobar in on the grass, trying to take the bunt away. Nobody out.
Dyson walking was erased in a double play. Whoa. Heck of a deflection there. Strike one. Right off the mask, Maldonado. Boy, every night we see something, catcher get dinged, take a shot, get good equipment there on that mask. In at the corners, bunt, and it's a beauty. Well done. Sacrifice 1-4. Gerard Dyson gets that runner to third.
He'll get some high fives for that. Moving the runner over.
And the active coach at third, Dyson. His first sacrifice of the season.
The Angels are going to bring their infield in.
0 for 2 night so far for Segura. Strikeout looking, bounced into a double play. 0-1. 4 career hits against Ricky Nolasco. Two-0. Mariners trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Good chance to pick up another run. Infield up close, 2-0 pitch to Segura. He rides this one deep down the line, and it's gone. A 2-run homer. Gene Segura takes advantage of a 2-0 count. Third home run. Gene, the hitting machine, Segura. And the Mariners lead at 3-0.
He has some lightning quick hands. And a lot more pop than you think in that bat. Ball really jumps off of his bat. They're going to go right back inside. We talked about location, and this they wanted away from him. It ends up middle in, and he lines it out of the ballpark.
3-0 for the Mariners here in the 5th. You right, the quickness. It's exceptional. 1-0 pitch here to Gamble.
Ben had a double his last time up. 1 for 2, double to center field.
Segura jumps on a 2-0 pitch. 379 on the distance. Exit below 107. Angel fan caught it out there, but still pretty excited getting that home run ball. There's the Angel fan. 3-1 here to Gamble. Ben with a base hit. Calhoun's got the good arm. Going to challenge him. Gamble on his horse. He's going to make it. A stand-up double. Ben Gamble. His second hit tonight. His second double.
Hitting second in the lineup for the Mariners is a real positive. Coming into the game, they're hitting .330 overall, and right now Ben Gamble 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles. Gets a fastball, middle in, throws the barrel at it and hits it down into the corner.
Put Cano on. Intentional walk to Robbie.
Now we'll bring up Nelson Cruz, who is 2 for 2 in the ball game.
Good inning for the Mariners here. Chance to keep it rolling. Nino leadoff double, sacrificing the third, 2-run homer. Segura and a double by Gamble. 4 of the 5 Mariners in this inning have reached.
Mike Scioscia, we've seen this before. Trying to buy as much time as he can so Petit can get loose in the bullpen. He wasn't up and throwing up earlier in the ball game, but just started throwing again. So Scioscia's asking him to buy some time.
Gene Segura with his 3rd home run, RBIs 9 and 10. Ellie with a hard hit single off the right center field wall. Pitch outside. Hard hit single off the glove of Escobar in the left field in his first at bat. 2 for 2 night. Two on and 1 out. Time is granted. Way outside. 2-0. Good count for Nelson Cruz. They're maxing out this stall game, aren't they?
They really are. Kyle Seager waits on deck. Looks like he's ready to go now.
He pitched 2/3 of an inning last night with a strikeout. Cruz trying to do some more damage here. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Robbie Cano in the first inning on an 0-1 pitch homered. That 1-0 lead has now been built upon here in the 5th. Trout a few steps towards right for Cruz. 2-1 pitch. 3-1. You're an infielder, you maybe take a step back or two. 3-1, Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, I think so.
Big pitch here, 3-1 to Nelly. Broke his bat, finds a hole, base hit. Gamble getting a wave on. He's going to score. Nelson Cruz 3 for 3 night. RBI single makes it 4-0 Mariners here in the 5th inning.
Nelson now with 25 RBIs on the year. And Mike Scioscia quickly out of the dugout. He's going to make a change. Mariners 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position tonight.
Some good numbers. Really got to like that. Cano moves up to second base. Gene Segura, he extended the lead. And Nelson Cruz has played his role as well as the Mariners have a 4-0 lead. Pitching change here at Safeco Field. Seattle Mariners baseball here in Root Sports, being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Amtrak Cascades. What a beautiful way to travel. Visit AmtrakCascades.com. By the National Electrical Contractors Association, Cascades Chapter, investing in our future. And by Country Financial, helping you set up your future. Beautiful night here in Seattle. Ricky Nolasco chased after 4 to third.
8 hits, 4 runs they were earned, couple of walks, 6 strikeouts, 72 pitches, 47 of those for strikes. Gave up a couple of home runs, and he is responsible for the 2 base runners. For Petit, this will be his 11th appearance. ERA right at 3, 15 strikeouts, 3 walks in 15 innings. Opponents hitting .237. Not overpowering. His fastball will be right around 90 miles an hour. Has a change curve and cutter to go with it.
Seager tonight 0 for 2, fly to center, soft liner to right. Down. Good position here, 2-0. His first home run of the season. It was Saturday in Cleveland in the first inning as he went back-to-back with Nelson Cruz, looking for that first dinger here at home. He's been known to do some damage. 3-0 as Nolasco, his first Safeco appearance as an Angel, not faring well. 1 out. Cano at second. Cruz at first. 3-0 to Seager. Baltimore, they get 1, and Seager beat it out. Now moves to third. Nelly's erased. 3-6. Seager aboard fielder's choice. There's 2 away. See what Valencia can do. He struck out looking twice. He's 0 for 2 career against Petit. Situation like this, Mike, you've been banged out twice here. 2-2 pitch, 1-2 pitch. Look to be aggressive first, second pitch.
I think that what he's going to do is he's going to look away. That's the way that they pitched him with the breaking ball. And Petit not overpowering at all. Velasco threw him sliders away. I think he'll look away. He's gone back and looked at the film. He'll make the adjustment. Set up on the outside corner. Another breaking ball. There it was.
Danny with his first home run here at Safeco Field last night. Went 1 for 5.
There's the curve ball on the outside corner. 77 miles an hour. Set up away again.
Hit it hard down the right field line. Goes foul.
And now is when it gets tough. 0-2. Both pitches to him have been right on the outside corner, as you mentioned. Strikeouts looking probably on pitches that are just off the plate away, which makes it difficult for you not to chase even further out there. So he's going to have to show some discipline here and battle his way back into this account. It's very difficult, though. He's aware of that outer half.
Runners at the corners. 2 outs and an 0-2 pitch here to Valencia. Got a pitch you liked.
That was up out of the strike zone. That's a purpose pitch just to show it to him.
Here we go. 0-2. Went out there again. 3 strikeout night for Denny, but good news for the Mariners here in the 5th. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They leave 2 in the lead now. 4-0 Mariners. Mariners 4-0 as we get ready to play the 6th. Time for our AARP getting to know Emilio Pagan with Jackson and Tacoma. 41 games, 5-3 record, good ERA, strikeouts 89 over 29, and opponents hitting just a .197. Pitched a couple of games for Puerto Rico in the WBC, and he was really thrilled to be here. Talked to him yesterday, and he was asked, "Did you talk to your parents?" He said, "Was there a lot of crying?" He said, "Yeah, me."
That's great. Really good numbers for him. Wow.
Still got the blonde hair. All the Puerto Rican players, they blonded their hair during the tournament. So how about Iwakuma now? He's got a 4-0 lead, beats a 1-0 lead. He's got Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols in the 6th.
Through 5 innings, he's given up 3 hits. That's it.
2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th. Walked 1. Got out of a 2-on situation in the 3rd. Did likewise in the 5th. Calhoun tonight, flied to right, and grounded out to Valencia at first. Doing 1. Home run Cano, 2-run homer by Segura, and an RBI by Nelson Cruz. Nelly hitting at .330 now. 3 for 3 night for him. Three and 1 to Calhoun. He's got a 4-game hitting streak working. Like Trout's on deck. Back with a strike. 3-2.
And a perfect pitch. Outside corner at the knees.
Good to see Kuma back out there after he took one off the left knee off the bat of Andrelton Simmons in the 5th. He is hungry for a win. Looking for his first of the season. Last time he got a W on his ledger, September 26th at Houston. That is ripped. Calhoun out of the box hard. Gamble got a good throwing arm. Let's see what happens here. Got a chance. Here's a throw to second. Not in time. Good effort, both men. Leadoff double for Calhoun.
And a look at the swing. For getting the strike away, comes right back inside, down and in. Gamble able to cut it off, and the strong throw into second.
That pitch locale is same location where he homered. 2-run shot in the 8th last night. Put the Angels in front before the Mariners tied it in the 9th. Took it to 11, and the Angels won it in 11-6-4. Here's Trout, strikeout and a fly to right. A double for Calhoun is 4th.
Something to keep in mind with Iwakuma. He is yet to throw 90 pitches this year. Season high is 89. And he is now at 77.
In tight to Trout, ball 2-2-0. Pujols on deck.
Had a healthy year last year.
Emilio Pagan.
Yep, getting him loose. And the big reason why is because Scott Service was able to manage Iwakuma, trying to keep his pitch counts down.
Two-0 to Trout. Center field and deep. Dyson can't get it. 2-run homer. Mike Trout. 8th homer. RBI's 19 and 20. A 4-2 ball game.
That will extend his hitting streak to 16 games.
Mike Trout rides one out.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Middle away and at the knees. Talked about him being a good low ball hitter, and he showed it right there.
Trout's 2nd career home run against Iwakuma. So 4-2 ball game. Here's Pujols, who's 0 for 2. So that hitting streak at 16 games, a career best for Trout. Albert with a base hit. Already over to cut it off. 3 consecutive hits, double home run, single. Buena's going to be the hitter. MLB TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB TV for details. Kuma needs an out here. 3 consecutive hits. Here comes Scott Service to come get him. So he goes 5+. Will leave with a 4-2 lead. Emilio Pagan make an entrance. And time now for a Beacon Plumbing call to the pen. Kuma gets a nice round of applause here from 13,799 on hand. The game against the Angels with the lead, 4-2 this time. Here's a look at his numbers.
5+, 6 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 81 pitches, 55 strikes. Gave up 1 home run. That was the Mike Trout.
Our Beacon Plumbing call to the pen. Major League debut of Emilio Pagan.
Pagan making his Major League debut. Take a look at his numbers in Tacoma. 6 appearances for him, a 3.27 ERA. 18 strikeouts in 11 innings. Good number for him there. Opponents hitting just 139 against Pagan.
Emilio 6'3", 210. 25 years old, to be 26 in just a couple of days. 4 days from now. Out of Simpsonville, South Carolina. 10th round pick of the Mariners. Back in 2013 out of Belmont Abbey College in Belmont, North Carolina. So 6 games with Tacoma this year. No record of 3.27 ERA. First hitter is going to be Luis Valbuena. Struck out swinging and looking tonight. Valbuena represents a tying run. Nobody out here in the 6th. Love talking to guys when they're just called up making a major league debut. All smiles. Very comfortable talking with the media yesterday. Bring him into a big spot right away.
And typically in these situations, is he going to be able to command the strike zone?
God's accumulated 47 saves in 5 minor league seasons. Minor league ERA of 2.47, a record of 11-15. 1-1. What's the guy got to do for a strike? Two and one to Valbuena. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Angels. A run of hits here in the 6th. Leadoff double Calhoun, 2-run homer Trout, base hit Pujols. Just joining us, home run by Cano. Stood up. That was in the 1st inning. Stood up until 5th when the Mariners got a 2-run homer from Segura and an RBI single from Cruz. 2-2 to Valbuena.
3 fastballs in a row, all of them at the top of the strike zone.
Emilio Pagan will forever remember that Luis Valbuena was his first batter in the big leagues. 2-2 pitch. Oh, looper. That's going to work. Bobby acted like he was going to throw his glove at the ball. Albert laboring, but he'll get to 3rd. Runners at the corners.
4 hits in a row for the Angels.
Go-ahead run's going to come to the plate. Potential go-ahead. And Andrelton Simmons.
Ended up jamming him with a pretty good fastball in on his hands.
Nobody out. Kid is in a jam. Runners at the corners. All 1. Simmons tonight fly to center. And a rope right back at Iwakuma. Hit off his left knee and deflected to Valencia at first for an out that led off the 5th inning. Inside, got a strike. Right, Trout did his damage. 2-run homer earlier in this inning. Hitting streak extended to 16 games with home run number 8. Go first back safely.
7 pitches, 4 strikes so far. 6 fastballs, 1 slider.
Double play ball, get a strikeout here. Here's the 1-1. Inside again. That works. Four runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 2-7-0 for the Angels. Big pitch here at 1-2.
After a couple of fastballs inside, let's see if he tries the slider away. Doubled up inside.
2 pitch. Stopped by Zunino. Well done. 2-2. Emilio Pagan, his second big league hitter. Andrelton Simmons. Big pitch, 2-2. Guillermo already going back. Wow, what a catch! Tagging and scoring is Pujols, but a brilliant catch by Guillermo Heredia. Outstanding.
You cannot do this any better.
Wow.
Wow is right. Sacrifice fly.
Big Fish Casino, big catch. Indeed it is.
On a dead sprint, is able to time it perfectly. Great concentration. He slams into the wall.
Woo.
He was robbed last night.
Yeah.
He returns the favor tonight. Great play.
Wonderful. Simmons tip the cap. Simmons did his job, but he got robbed of a 2-run homer. 4-3 ball game now. Here's Ben Revere, 1 out, runner at first. Ben's lined out to right and singled to center and stole a bag. Wow, what a play. Tell you what, he is growing in esteem by the minute. Solidly stroked into the gap. Digging for third. That way he'll get there. Revere moves him up. So Ben Revere hits in his last 2 times up. Tying run at third. The go-ahead run at first.
Small thing in a game like this, but a smart play by Dyson in center field. Stottlemyre Jr. making a trip out to the mound. You get the ball back in. You keep Revere to a single. If he tried to throw to third base, he would have been able to move up.
That double play in order. Mariners holding to a 4-3 lead now. It's been a big inning here for the Angels. Cliff Pennington, a switch hitter, is next. Pagan, major league debut, has given up a base hit, a sac fly, and a base hit. Pennington so far tonight, base hit to right and a walk. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Segura and Cano, a double play depth. They stopped by Zunino, ball 1. Seeing a guy, rookie, first time up, you're a veteran guy like Pennington. What's his thought process?
He's looking right now, watching him. He's looking for a fastball in whatever area he likes best. They're going to go inside. There it is.
1-1. Pennington, the 7th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. Mariners in the 5th inning sent 8 men, scored 3 times on 4 hits and left 2. Nick Vincent heating up.
Good idea. Revere with a stolen base his last time.
He's got good speed.
A stolen base in the 5th.
1 pitch. Ball 2. Both teams now each have 8 hits on the board. It's about Puena. He's at third. Ben Revere at first. 2-1 here to Pennington. Iwakuma went 5+. Gotta get out of this inning with the lead and have him be in position to win his first ball game. 2-1. Runner goes. Pitch swung on. That's a success in this tied ball game. On the third is Revere. Iwakuma's not going to win a ball game here tonight. Pennington with an RBI. It's his third. That's a tough.
And here you're just going the other way. Similar swing and result as Revere. A couple of line drives in the left center field.
Yeah, it's got service. Going to come out. It's been a problem. Middle relief for this ball club this year. Mariners starting today with an 11-16 record. And middle relievers have not been able to hold the fort. Martin Maldonado will be coming up. Beacon Plumbing, the call to the bullpen. Got a 4-4 ball game, and the Angels have runners at the corners. And by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. Well, what was a 1-0 lead, a 4-0 lead? It's gone bye-bye. It's a 4-4 ball game, game 2 in this series against the Angels. Nick Vincent takes over on the mound.
This will be his 12th appearance, a 2.19 ERA. He's pitched well for the Mariners. And strikeouts, 2 walks, 12 1/3. Opponent's hitting just 175 off of Nick. Fastball at 90 miles an hour. He'll use a cutter and a slider.
Face catcher Martin Maldonado. Maldonado 1 for 2 against Nick. He is the 8th man to the plate here in the 6th inning. With Pennington the runner at first. Ben Revere's at third. Just 1 out. express base hit by Pennington, the 9th of the evening. Safe to squeeze on. Mike Scioscia making all the moves, 18th year. Led his team in the playoffs 7 times. Of course, won the 2002 World Series against the Giants.
Team Maldonado trying to safety squeeze. I think Scioscia just trying to stay out of the double play.
Pushes it right to Valencia. We get a tag for out number 2. Moving to second is Pennington.
Now what?
I'm thinking of beef about the tag. You got to be kidding me. Come on.
I'm not sure why.
It was just a tag for crying out loud.
It really was.
I mean, give me a break. He's moved. Both guys are moving. Oh, for crying out loud. Got one word. Seriously?
Can't remember the last time I've seen that. And then it didn't seem that Danny put it on him very hard or anything, just tagged him. What do you want him to do?
Exactly.
Well, we'll take another look right here.
He want to
trying to avoid it.
What, do you want to kiss him? I mean, come on. He put a tag on him. He tried to avoid him. He put a tag on him. What's the big deal?
Exactly.
He didn't hit him in the face. He laid it on his chest. Golly.
And like you said, he's trying to avoid it. What do you expect him to do? He has to tag you.
Come on. That's ridiculous. Come on. There have been so many worse things than that. That's ridiculous. I mean, what happened in Boston's a heck of a lot more serious than that. That was a patty cake. And the Boston guys were throwing at Manny Machado and throwing up around his head. This was a tag. You're out. Boom. That's it. Move on. Get out of here with that. 9th man to the plate here. Escobar. What's he going to do when something real happens, you know?
Yeah, he did the right thing. He just told him to go to the dugout, which is where he needed to go.
Exactly. Dyson, long run. Going back. Off the fence. 2-run score. As Escobar gave that thing a long ride. This has been a disastrous inning here for the Mariners. Put a full-bodied swing on that one, and Dyson.
Yeah, he gets a fastball in the middle of the plate.
He wasn't getting that one. Boy, oh boy. Revere scored. Pennington scored. They batted around. 10th man to the plate. Here's Cole Calhoun again. Led off with a double to right. Boy, a feel-good 4-0 lead. Gone by the wayside. The good news, it's just the 6th inning. A 1 pitch. dramatic turn of events here at Safeco Field. Two and one here to Calhoun. Got Mike Trout on deck. 2-2.
And look at the way this has gone so far. It has not gone well for the Mariners against the Angels this year. They haven't been able to hold their offense down. In Anaheim, they scored 5 runs, then 10. 6 last night, and already 6 tonight.
Who could forget the April 9th to give up the 7th spot in the 9th to lose a game? And thought we're getting on the bus with the W. Crushing defeat there in that series finale. First time we saw him. Two. He did go. It's finally over. 10 men to the plate, 6 runs on 7 hits. They leave a man. This game is flipped. It's now 6-4 Angels. Now, and make sure you join us for college night this Friday. Students will enjoy extended happy hour, including $6 beers, plus they'll pick up tickets for $13. Celebrate Cinco de Mayo here at Safeco Field by getting your tickets right now at mariners.com/college. Got some work to do for the fellas here at Safeco Field. They just gave up a 6th spot in the 6th. 4-0 lead. Disappeared in a hurry. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports Crew. Bottom third of the order. Guillermo Heredia, Mike Zunino, and Gerard Dyson. Ismael Petit, the pitcher of record for the Angels. Heredia struck out looking at swinging so far. 0 for 2, made a great catch. Taking a 2-run homer away from Simmons. Top half of this inning.
And a couple of fastballs on the outside corner quickly ahead of him.
Top half of that inning, 31 minutes. Way outside. Ball, 2 strikes here. Mariners kept the first run of the ball game. Home run Robbie Cano, first inning. Stayed 1-0 till the home 5th. Segura hit a 2-run shot. Nelly Cruz drove in runs, and the Mariners had a 4-0 lead. The Angels come back with 6 runs on 7 hits. 10 men coming to the plate. Long run for Calhoun. That's gonna drop and go foul. Two-run double Escobar, 2-run homer Trout, sac fly Simmons, RBI single Pennington accounting for the Angels' runs. Mariners got to get the mojo back working again. Spoiled that pitch.
Petit just staying away from the Mariners, everything away, using his fastball and his slider. Looks like if he's going to pitch inside, it's just to show you it's probably going to be elevated out of the strike zone in the inner half, and they go right back away again.
Houston's already defeated Texas by the final of 10-1. Oakland loses at Minnesota 7-4. Strike 3 call, 3rd time. Heredia struck out, 2nd time looking. 1 away.
And again, just a perfect pitch, fastball in the outside corner at the knees. I'll bring up Mike Zunino. Mike with a double his last time up, 1 for 2, scored a run. Double down the left field line.
Strike to Mike. Nelson Cruz hitting start tonight, 3 for 3 with an RBI. Cano 1 for 2 with an intentional walk. Segura 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. Big gap from Mike in left center field, you can see there. Here comes an 0-2 pitch. Good grief. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back Ks. That's the 3rd for Petit. He's faced 4 hitters, struck out 3 of them. Distraction occurs anytime you take your eyes off the road. If you're texting, you're not driving. Let's reach our Target Zero goal together. 0 traffic deaths in your family, 0 traffic deaths in our state. There's Dyson, walk and a sacrifice. Got the bunt down. Bottom half of the order. Struggled with strikeouts. A total of 3, 6, 7 strikeouts among the 6, 7, and 8 hitters tonight. 2 other strikeouts at the top, Segura and Gamble. Their only lefty, Jose Alvarez, warming up. Ball and 2 strikes.
Again, everything away, staying away. His fastball right around 90 miles an hour. Change up and a curveball. Throwing his cutter much. Jose Alvarez pitched in last night's ball game, getting loose in the pen for the Angels.
Strike 3 called. He strikes out the side, all looking, doing some work against the bottom 3rd of the order. Not a good inning. 7th inning coming up. 6-4 Angels. Columbia Bank difference of the game. Michael Trout seems to always be doing damage against the Mariners. Hit that one into the pen, spilled that lady's beer, and that started it for the Angels as they went on to get 6 runs on 7 hits. Took 31 minutes and 8 seconds. Mariners still only down by 2, but boy, that was a shock and awe in the 6th. They need a quick and successful inning. Here's Trout to lead it off. Nick Vincent delivers a strike. Trout 1 for 2 against Nick. Down in the strike zone.
A couple of cutters working ahead. You're right, Dave. Just a quick inning right here, and you're back to the top of the lineup in the bottom of the 7th inning, and that's a good start to it.
Yes, it is. Trout on 3 pitches, 1 away. Second strikeout for Nick Vincent since coming on.
Yeah, Nick has pitched well for the Mariners, especially lately. Starting to look similar to what we saw last year. As you get to the point to where you can't have Nick pitch every night.
Right. Ground ball, Segura takes his time with 2 outs. Yeah, there was certainly not a surprise. You get to the end of the year, Nick was, you know, oxygen plays. I mean, he was constantly in the ball game.
And it's because he's pitching like he's pitching right now. He's retired the last 26 of 28 batters coming into the game today, and that's his last 8 appearances. He's really pitched well.
Here's Luis Valbuena. 1 for 3 tonight.
Cano's in short right field. Pretty good pitch.
Hopefully the boys at the top of the order can get something going, because the guys at the bottom of the order, position 6 through 8, have struck out a total of 3, 6, 8 times. 8 of the 10 strikeouts recorded by Angels pitching. Foul ball. Four runs on 8 hits for the Mariners. 6-10-0 for the Angels. Easy call.
Yep, clearly foul.
Started the evening 7-10 at 66 degrees, down to 59 degrees right now. There's Segura. Take care of this, and there's the quick inning the Mariners needed. Now let's swing some bats, score some runs. When we come back, top of the order, Segura, Gamble, and Cano.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. To Angie Mentink with you here from the Ford Sports Desk. Mariner fans all over the region checking in tonight using that hashtag #WhereIRoot presented by Alaska Airlines. Nick, watching actually Jen and I on a split screen from Kodiak, Alaska. Use that hashtag #WhereIRoot presented by Alaska Airlines. And how about family date night here at the game? Very happy to have you here as well, Lindsay. Again, guys, the hashtag is #WhereIRoot presented by Alaska Airlines.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Gene Segura leads it off here in the 7th. 2-run homer last time up. That was in the 5th. Followed by Gamble and Cano. There's a 1-0 to Gene from Petit. The hitting's been done at the top of the order. Segura's got 1 hit. Gamble's got 2. 1 for Cano. Nelly's got 3. Seager 0 for 3. Then you get to the bottom. Valencia's K 3 times. So's Heredia. 1's for Zunino and 1's for Dyson. Two tails of one lineup.
And again for Petit doing the same thing. A couple of fastballs. Outside corner just staying away. Alvarez getting loose in the pen again for the Angels.
One-two pitch. Two and two. Gene Machi made his Mariner debut last night. Pitched 2 innings, a 1-hit ball. Two. Boy, broke that bat. My goodness.
Oh, like a slider that was down and away, and he has a cupped bat. Hit it right off the end of the bat and splintered it. And barely getting a piece of it.
Wow.
See the ball spinning sideways, tearing the leather on it.
Gene struck out looking, hit into a double play, and hit a 2-run homer, his 3rd. Gives him 10 RBIs on this season. 2-2 pitch right here. Ricky Nolasco started for the Angels, went 4 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs all earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Teeth came on. Final 2 outs of the 5th inning. 6th inning, struck out the side. Everybody looking. Heredia, Zunino, and Dyson. Wow, that one ricocheted off the helmet. My goodness. Probably the hardest blow he's taken tonight. He's already been drilled a couple of times.
No, you're right. Right off the top of it.
Backhand by Simmons, had to gun it over there. Makes the play.
That's a strong arm.
Yes, sir. 1 out. Nice play. A lot of good shortstops in the big leagues. A lot of good ones.
Most of the time he gets rid of it quickly, but this he puts a lot on it. 4-seam fastball across the diamond.
Well done. 1 out here in the 7th. Then Gamble coming up. We're going to see Jose Alvarez when we come back. 6-4 Angels. at Safeco Field. Mariners Beard Hat Night. It's back this Friday. First 20,000 fans are going to get the latest and greatest face warmer. Mariners will be taking on the Rangers, so get ready to grow some instant facial hair. You go to mariners.com for tickets. Mero Petit.
He threw the ball well for him.
He did. He did a nice job.
Jose Alvarez, this will be his 16th appearance, a 1.74 ERA. In 10 1/3, he has 8 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting just 118. He has given up a couple of home runs. He has all the pitches: fastball, change, curve, cutter, slider. To the left-handers, he'll basically be fastball, slider, his fastball, right around 91 miles an hour.
Ben Gamel's doubled his last 2 times up. He's also struck out tonight. Scored a run in the 5th. No play for Revere or the shortstop Simmons. 1-1. One out here in the 7th. If you're just joining us, Mariners led 1-0 in the first. Cano with a home run. They added 3 in the 5th for a 4-0 lead. Then the 6th inning happened. 6 runs on 7 hits for the Angels. Trout got it started with a 2-run homer. 1-1 here to Gamel. Fouled off again. In that 6th inning, which took a little bit more than a half hour, that half inning, 10 men to the plate. Escobar doubled in 2. Trout homered. 2-run homer. Sac fly for Simmons. An RBI single by Cliff Pennington. Sashi Iwakuma left with the lead. Won't be involved in the decision. Breaking ball way outside. 2-2.
The other part about this game is hopefully Iwakuma won't have any problems with taking that hard hit ball off the knee.
Yeah, you bet. Off the left knee, right around the kneecap area. 1-2 to Gamel. Strike 3 called. That has been too much of a theme here tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 called strikeouts tonight.
And another fastball away, right on the outside corner.
Eleven strikeouts total. 11 total and 8 called. Here's Robbie. Take you back. 0-1 pitch, first inning. Good looking swing. Fantastic result. Home run for Robbie, his 5th. Extended his hitting streak to 5 games. Gives him 21 runs batted in. This one's playable. Escobar is there. Inning over. Not much thunder in this inning. 6-4 Angels.
It's crazy. It actually hit 70 degrees today here in the Seattle area. Where are you watching? Inside, you outside tonight? Use that hashtag where I root. Aaron says from a couch in University Place, and he's the luckiest dad in the world. That's a good dad right there. And McKenna watching her first live Mariners game from the club seats. Well played, well played. The hashtag is where I root, presented by Alaska Airlines. And finally, we got Megan checking in. No better company than work company. Right now, Mariners have to come together as far as working together. Guys, back to you.
All right, Angie, thank you. Our Beacon Plumbing call to the bullpen brings us Gene Machi.
Be his second appearance. A couple of innings of work yesterday. Fastball in the low 90s and a slider.
First batter's going to be shortstop Andrelton Simmons here in the 8th. Simmons 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Simmons, Revere, and Pennington 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Bouncing ball to Segura. Away. Five consecutive hitters retired by Mariner pitcher. Brings up Ben Revere. Couple singles center last 2 times up, plus a stolen base and a run scored. A 2 for 3 night. Seager creeping in from third. Ball 1. There's Kyle staying on the grass at third base. Count goes to 1-1. You just added to the ball club. Here comes the 1-1. It's in there for strike. Gene 6 foot 255. Out of LT Grand Venezuela, outside for ball 2. Two. Dyson's got this taken care of. Route number 2. Coming up tomorrow, Century Link brings you what's next. Alex Meyer, just off the disabled list, takes on Ariel Miranda in the finale of this series, and then the Texas Rangers come to town for the weekend.
Hopefully Miranda is commanding his fastball tomorrow so he can get to his split and his changeup.
Cliff Pennington RBI single to center last time up. He's also walked and singled. He's got 2 for 2 night. Been productive. Shows bunt there. Pennington, a switch hitter. Only batted once right-handed so far. 2-1. Mariners in the home eighth. We'll have middle third with Cruz, Seager, and Valencia coming up. 2-1. Heredia is over there towards the line. He's played a real nice left field. Gotta like what he's done. Nice work by Gene Monty here. 1-2-3 in the eighth. Coming up for the Mariners, Nelson Cruz, who has 3 hits tonight. Kyle Seager looking for his first hit. Danny Valencia go for 3 with 3 Ks. Mariners down by 2. Corner of Edgar and Dave, 6-4. Angels leading the Mariners. Game 2, 3-game set. Make your voice heard. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag #RootFanFave. Each month, one lucky fan's going to win a Coors Light mini fridge just for participating. For official rules, go to rootsports.com. Ken Griffey Jr. statue. That's a beauty. Good meeting point. New pitcher Blake Parker, one-time Mariner.
This will be his 15th appearance, a 2.19 ERA. In 12 1/3, 21 strikeouts. Big number for him. Opponents hitting just 188. He has yet to give up a home run.
Nelly 3 for 3 tonight with an RBI.
Well, Blake, a good fastball. Average fastball 94 miles an hour. He'll mix in a curveball and a split with it.
Nelly with a hard hit base hit off the glove of third baseman Escobar in the first. Singles off the center field wall in the fourth, and then a broken bat RBI single in the fifth. Mariners with a run in the first, 3 in the fifth. But the Angels had 6 in the top of the 6th. 10 men to the plate. 6 runs on 7 hits in that inning. All in 2 strikes.
Blake Parker has a good fastball tonight, 96 miles an hour.
Quick dismissal there, 1 out. First time Nelly's K'd tonight.
All fastballs went right back at it again, just off the outside corner.
12th time the Mariners have struck out tonight. Here's Seager 0 for 3. First pitch strike. He's had a tough run against the Angels. Look at that, 1 for 18. My goodness. One. Boy, anything to get untracked. 1-1 pitch. Simmons can't get it, base hit. There you go. Tying run coming to the plate.
And a solid base hit. Squares up a fastball from Blake Parker. Great effort by Simmons, the shortstop. See him roll up on his wrist a little bit. Appears to be fine.
Well, Danny likes the fastball, and Parker's shown a good one. Danny's K'd 3 times. Looking, and swinging. Strike one. Broke one off there, didn't he?
Well, after all those fastballs, starts him off with a curveball at 79. Catches the top of the strike zone.
Finds a hole. That works. Tying runs aboard. And with 1 out. Well done. Broken bat single.
And this time he covers the outer half of the plate, probably just off the outside corner. You can see him reach for it a little bit, but able to hit it through the right side of the infield.
See if Heredia can follow suit against Blake Parker like Danny Valencia. Guillermo has struck out 3 times, twice looking, 1 swinging.
Well, so far tonight, the Mariners 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
All right, #1 cheerleader tonight. See what happens here. 1 out. Tying runs aboard. Guillermo representing the go-ahead run. That base hit was the 10th of the night. Both teams with 10 hits apiece. Bouncing ball. That's got to be a chance for a double play. They'll take the 1. No tag on Valencia. And Pennington took what he could get. So out number 2. Runners move up.
It's actually a break for the Mariners. Pennington makes a mistake right here. As you take a look at it, he had the option. He could have gone to second base, but because he didn't, Valencia now is the tying run.
They did catch a heck of a break. Man, oh man. Taylor Monitor coming out pinch hit. I thought for sure he was going to go, but Simmons was right there. Hopefully that's the break the Mariners need. Runners at second and third. And Amy out there with another one of her signs.
And Mike Socha out of the dugout. Nobody getting loose in the pen for the Angels.
Confab now. That could be a crucial play here. Singer's at third. Valencia is at second. have been an inning-ending double play. That leaves it open here for Motter. Pinch hitting for Zunino. Motter got off to the super hot start. He's cooled off since then. Taylor 0 for his last 11. Pitch. Strike one. Base hit will tie it up. 0-1 here to Motter. Stop there by Maldonado. Count goes to 1-1.
It looks like Diaz starting to get loose in the Mariner pen.
There he is. One pitch here to Taylor Motter. Tying runs aboard. 2 outs. Takes a strike. 1-2. The runners in scoring position numbers. Got a battle here. 1-2. Third man out of the pen for the Angels. Big pitch here. Inside for ball 2.
Pretty good take on the split,
I'll say. Deuce is wild here. 2-2. 2 out, 2 on. Rod Dyson on deck. 2-2 to Motter. Fouled it back.
Fastball 94 miles an hour. Up out over the plate. Just a little bit late on it.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Parker deals. Taken down low for ball 3.
Missed with another split.
Mariners need a big hit here. Opportunity of knocking. Somebody answer. Marker set. 3-2 to Taylor Motter. Walked him. Bases loaded.
Good at bat. Had to foul off a number of tough pitches. Was able to lay off the split that was down out of the strike zone.
Here we are again, Mike. Late game situation at the dish. Gerard Dyson, who's excelled in these situations for the Mariners.
And again, he put so much pressure on the defense because of his speed.
Got 1 career grand slam. That happened last year. Got it against Cleveland. Nowhere to put Dyson. Mariners down by 2 and the bases are loaded. Motter's got good speed at first. Slash foul. Dyson 0 for 4 against Blake Parker. Trying to turn that around. Dyson 6-man to the plate. All right, there we go. Get a little bro with the rally cap. Make it work. The 0-1 to Dyson. Takes for a strike. 0-2 hole.
95 miles an hour. Parker is topped out at 96.
Got to protect here. 0-2 pitch. To right field. Calhoun coming on. He is not going to get it. Seager scores. Valencia scores. Tie ball game. Gerard Dyson comes up big again in a late game situation. We're all tied at 6. Two ribbies for Gerard. Zumbaya. RBI 6 and 7, and he did it on an 0-2 pitch.
And this pitch is going to be on the outside corner. He gets it off the end of the bat. It looked like a split that stayed up for him. And it was. Mariners now 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
That was big time. Here's a guy you want at the plate in this situation. Chance to take the lead up and in to Gene Segura. Great battling back by the Seattle Mariners here in the 8th inning. Give those little guys a little piece of the credit with the rally caps. 1-0 to Segura. A little late. 1-1. Indeed, fierce competitor, Gerard Dyson. Want somebody to knock him home here. Segura 0 for 3 against Blake Parker. 1-1 pitch. The other way, down the line, foul. 1-2.
And a couple of tough pitches. This one's on the outside corner at the knees. Trying to go with it. And a slice foul.
All in 2 strikes to Segura. Takes off high. Go ahead, run at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on.
Ben Gamble waiting on deck. This pounder is getting loose in the pen for the Angels.
Segura, 7th man to the plate here in the 8th inning. What a battle this has been. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Through the hole, base hit. Mars scores. Right behind him is Dyson, and the Mariners have an 8-6 lead. Gene Segura, 4 RBI night. Beautifully done.
Clutch base hit by Dyson, and a really good at bat by Motter to work the walk. And now this base hit from Segura. Once it gets past Escobar, the third baseman, Dyson will score easily with his speed.
Boy, back and forth we go here. Safeco Field.
More than enough time for Diaz to get loose in the pen. Mike Scioscia out of the dugout.
Fellas, you can come to the ballpark like that anytime you want. Parker done. They chase him. Started out well for him with a strikeout. Then the Mariners just kept battling and battling and battling. And here's Segura. just enough to get it past Escobar. Scores 2, and the Mariners have a 2-run lead here, bottom 8 in Seattle. Mariners have rallied to take an 8-6 lead over the Angels, a team that's beaten them 4 consecutive times this early season. And these little guys are whooping it up, having some fun. Rally caps. They got the terrible towel Seattle edition. Brooks Pounders takes over.
His 4th appearance. His 3 1/3 so far. 4 strikeouts, a walk. Giving up a couple of home runs. Fastball at 92. He has a changeup, curve, and slider.
Pounders was with Kansas City last year. Segura back safely. Ben Gamble, the hitter, strikeout, double run scored, and a strikeout. Escobar at third base, in on the grass a little bit. Runner goes. Segura got a walk-in lead, steals it easily.
We've seen him do that a couple of times.
Segura not challenged at all. He's 5 for 5 in base stealing. One 1-0 to Gamble. 2-hit night for Ben. One 1. Ben, the 8th man to the plate here in the 8th inning.
Couple of doubles for him tonight.
Trying to score Segura, who's got his first 4 RBI game, and there's Edwin Diaz looking for his 3rd opportunity against these Angels. First 2 have not gone well. Trying to turn that around. Two and 1. Two-one pitch here to Ben Gamble. Segura at second. Looks at a strike. Off speed pitch. 2-2. Robinson Cano on deck. Love to see Cano come up here. He's got 1 for 1 against Pounders with a home run. But right now, Gamble 2-2. And that'll do it for Ben and the Mariners. But a very good inning as they score 4 times, take a 2-run lead. Gerard Dyson getting the job done. He was behind in the count.
Angie Mentink here, and I don't want to sound greedy, but after last night's 4-hour and 40-minute game, I didn't want to play 9. I want to play 8.5. Gerard Dyson, that is the man who tied it, and then of course Gene Segura gave the Mariners the lead. Now is it up to Edwin Diaz to preserve that? Coming up on Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines. We'll recap all the craziness from tonight. Head inside the clubhouse as well. Again, it's all ahead on Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines. Gentlemen.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Edwin Diaz up and in, undresses Maldonado, ball 1. Jeffrey Marte is pinch hitting. And he is greeted warmly.
For Diaz, 10 appearances on the year, 1-1 record, 13 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 10 1/3. Opponents hitting .205. Fastball mid to upper 90s with a hard slider.
Oh, foul. Carlos Ruiz catching. Last time we saw Diaz last night, it was 2 outs, man aboard. He gave up a 2-run homer to Cole Calhoun. Ball 2-2-1 would be Marte, the pinch hitter, then Escobar and Calhoun here in the ninth. Two and 1 to Marte. There's a strike. Diaz got roughed up first time he saw the Angels back on April 9th. The Mariners gave up a 7th spot in the 9th inning. Lose that ball game, and in on his hands. Did he go? He did! Check with Gary Cedarstrom. Strikeout.
Just a good fastball on the inside corner, ties him up. Tried to check his swing, wasn't able to.
That wound up coming through the zone. One out, top of the order. Here's Yunel Escobar. Strike 1. Escobar 2 for 3 against Edwin Diaz. Oh, 98 miles an hour. Great comeback by the Mariners. A 4 spot in the 8th. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 down.
Just a perfect slider after a couple of fastballs in the upper 90s. An 89-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner right at the knees. Take a look at the location of it. Ruiz wants it down in the zone, and he gets it there.
Now the guy he gave up a 2-run homer to last night in the 8th, Cole Calhoun. Calhoun tonight is 1 for 4. He got a double back in the 6th. Came around and scored. That's when 10 men came to the plate. Ball 1. Mariners get 4 runs on 4 hits in the home 8th to take the lead. Back 1-1.
Couple of pretty good fastballs, 97, 98, keeping the ball away from him. Back and forth contest tonight here at Safeco Field. 1-1 pitch coming.
Here to Cole Calhoun. Diaz deals off high for ball 2. Mike Trout's on deck. Trying to end it right here. 2-1 to Calhoun. Pitch. Drive to right. Gamble running out of room, and he's done it again to Diaz. A back-to-back night. Home runs by Calhoun off of Diaz. And it's now an 8-7 ball game. And Mike Trout coming to the dish.
And Scott Servais wanted Diaz to be perfect here in the 9th. And it's not going to be the case because he did not want to see Trout walk up to the plate.
Oh, my goodness.
Another fastball. There's the fastball, trying to get it to the outside corner. It's probably middle away, but again, it's down.
Same hit pitch he hit, same area where he hit the home run last night. So now we got a nail biter. 8-7 with Trout, the best player in the game. In tight, ball 1. Trout 1 for 3 against Diaz. Trying to hold on here. Oh, look out.
Hit him with a slider.
Run is aboard.
And he hit him with the slider. And Mel Stottlemyre Jr. quickly out of the dugout.
Oh, boy.
Pujols walking to the plate. Ruiz walking him back to the mound.
Brings up Albert Pujols.
Again, 86 miles an hour on this slider. Didn't have much break to it at all as it hits off the elbow pad.
That brings up Pujols. 2 outs. Tying run. Trout with superior speed. He's at first. Pujols against Diaz this season in his career. 1 for 3. Crowd on its feet. Not a big crowd. 13,799. First pitch up and in, ball 1. Inning started out well enough. Strikeout of Marte, the pinch hitter. Strikeout of Escobar. And a 2-1 pitch to Calhoun. He homers to make it a 1-run game. Time called. 1-0 to Albert. Took a heck of a cut there. 1-1.
Power versus power. Challenge him with 96 miles an hour. There you go. Fastball in the zone just above the belt.
1-1 pitch to Pujols. Fouled off. Strike away. Trying to put this in the win column here. What's he come back with here?
I think he can expand the zone, throw the slider off the plate away. He's already been able to speed him up because of his fastball.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it.
That was the slider off the plate away. Well located.
Mariners want this win in a big, big way. Diaz has the sign. The 1-2 to Pujols. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Mariners win at 8-7. And they end their 3-game losing streak and get their first win of the season against the Angels.
Great job by Dyson to come up with the big base hit. What a catch by Heredia earlier in the ballgame. Don't forget about that. Segura comes up with the clutch knock to drive in a couple of runs and give the Mariners the win.
Wow. Too many thrills and chills in this one, eh? 3 hours and 19 minutes. And Pujols Future Hall of Famer, full big time there.
Cheating on the fastball the entire way. 3 sliders in a row to get him. Now, all of them well located. That's the key. Get it off the plate away, and he was able to do it.
Wow, needed that win. Feels good, too. End of a 3-game losing streak. Mike Blowers, I'm Dave Sims. 8-7 the final Mariners postgame. Presented by Alaska Airlines. Starts right now with Brad and Dave.